Nobody starts a hobby hoping it will stress them out, yet that seems to be exactly what happens, and I want to understand why. I set out to investigate the cornhole community where I spend a lot of time asking the question, why did cornhole start to die off? Is it really because of PPR ratings and stats or too many pros, or is there some other piece to this puzzle? This post blew up. Look at the likes, comments, and shares. This clearly struck a chord with this cornhole community, and it didn't stop there. I was getting messages from players who are wanting to quit, who aren't having fun anymore, who took this hobby and turned it into something that was nothing but pressure. And I wrote a book on how important this is for community connection and play. So I'm heading to Fort Worth, Texas for the American Cornhole League's 5th signature as a commentator, a broadcaster, but also an investigator, because I want to find out what's going on in this cornhole community that's stripping all the fun and making this seem like something we want to quit. In other words, why do we take the hobbies we love and fill them with pressure and stress? It's so early. But that's what you have to do when you live about an hour from the airport and your coworker books a 6 a.m. flight. So we're heading to the airport. Where are you right now?
We're in the escape lounge at the Sacramento Airport in Terminal A.
That's very good. You should work for Delta. Have you had more fun the better you got?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not the best, but, I think I'm at a level to where it's still a lot of fun for me, and, yeah, I always have a good time.
I'm ready to put in my headphones and take a little nap, except that the brightest window-sun combination ever is glaring me in the face. You know what? The lady next to me, she's got the right idea. Corey and I head to the Delta Sky Lounge in Los Angeles for our connecting flight. We grab some food, we grab a mimosa, and then we head on to our next flight, Fort Worth, Texas. We make it to Fort Worth, Texas, and head on over to our hotel, thank you, Cambria, then have some dinner, hang out for a little bit, then it's off to bed. All right, travel day is complete. We are in Fort Worth, and it is time to go to bed. See this towel here? That's because I dumped half my water all over my phone, the cord, the nightstand, because why wouldn't I? Before we can start investigating, we gotta set up the cornhole room for our event here in Fort Worth, Texas. After about 8 hours, our room was complete. We grabbed some dinner, grabbed some drinks. Jake really struggled to blow out the flame in his alcoholic beverage, but don't worry, Jake, you've got some friends cheering you on. We went dancing for a little bit, and then I headed off to my room to catch an episode of Gilmore Girls before bed. I'm a Jess girl. Are you a Jess, a Dean, or a Logan? Let me know in the comments. Don't try to fix your screen. This is me that was buffering because I cannot sleep in for the life of me. So going to bed at 2 o'clock in the morning and waking up early means I was in bed all day relaxing, except for when I got this salmon delivered to my room, DoorDash. It was delicious. It's time to head to the venue. We've got interviews to complete. We've got live streaming for tonight, and it all starts now. Before I got to the interviews, I got to catch my client win his bracket for USA Forces and ran into another one of my clients who gave me this awesome bracelet to lock in. Now it's time to head around the venue, find people to interview, and learn if it's true that humans take things that start as fun and play and turn them into stress and pressure. Let's meet Morgan. She's been playing cornhole for 5 years and is a pro.
It got more fun for me when I got better because I was able to compete with more people. But also it can be not fun sometimes because you just push yourself so hard and then you fail, which is okay, but it gets frustrating at points.
So the first thing Morgan is saying is that it is more fun as she's gotten more competitive, but when she's not playing well, she gets frustrated and then it's not fun anymore.
I think it is possible to have fun again. You just have to let go and give the I don't really care mentality to have fun again. And
So while I don't disagree that going into the I don't care mentality helps with fun, I think that's going to be completely impossible if you're actually wanting to be competitive. Because if you are competitive, then you care. So that's going to be very difficult. It's nice to say and hear, and I wish we could all do that so easily, but I think players will struggle with actually implementing that.
I just told myself, I'm like, you are going to have fun this weekend. You are not going to take it so seriously, and just enjoy yourself and enjoy the people that you're around.
So this was really interesting because a clip before this, she said that she had made this pact with herself to have fun this weekend and she actually has been throwing better. But that means that she started taking it too seriously and the competition took over and ripped the fun away from it, which is kind of my point. But she made a pact with herself this weekend would be different and it's actually working. And I think that's because she probably found other ways to get something out of the event other than just the outcome of winning. Next up is Kristen and Amanda. They are two moms who don't play cornhole themselves but watch their kids play all the time.
At home, they'll have more fun. Like when they're playing against people they're more comfortable with, but here it's like they're expecting too much.
I think he gets down on himself more in his head than anything. And once he gets over that little slump, sometimes it lasts a week or two, sometimes longer, then he's back to, you can see it. He's feeling good, he's smiling.
This was a unique perspective because it's mom reflecting on what they see in their own children. And they are saying that when they're in this high competitive environment, they see the stress and the pressure. But if you listen to what they're saying, it's really coming from all the internal pressure. So it's not necessarily the performance or the competitive environment that is creating the pressure. It's their interpretation of that that's creating internal pressure. And that's what's taking the fun away.
I think it gets more fun for them, more challenging.
Yeah,
and
I think so, too.
Yeah, my kids like the challenge, so.
Yeah, Logan likes the competition, and so does Hannah.
Awesome, thanks ladies. You're welcome.
It sounds conflicting, doesn't it? They love the stress and pressure and competition and performance aspect, but they also let that strip the fun away somehow at the same time. I think it goes back to remembering that it's actually not the competition or the performance state that's creating all of the stress and pressure and removing the fun. It's the way we're making meaning out of that or the way we're responding or reacting to it, which gives us a lot of hope that we can be highly competitive without stripping the fun and only living in that environment of stress and pressure. Hannah and Kelly are up next. They are also pros and they have a lot to say on the subject. They've been playing about 3 to 4 years.
Strips the fun away for sure. It's just, I don't know, you get in your head a lot and it's a lot of stress. Like playing at home is more fun, I think. Yeah.
So right off the top, she's talking about how this environment's creating stress and pressure and stripping the fun away. It was one of the first things she said, not as fun. And going home and playing in the backyard is more fun. But I wonder if we're just talking once again about different kinds of fun. When you're playing loose with your friends and you're not really paying too much attention, it's one kind of fun. We're in that true play environment. And then when we go into a competitive environment, it's a different type of fun that I still think can be just as fun if we know how to respond to the performance state and not allow the stress and pressure to become internalized.
For me, I think for singles, I'm more competitive and more hard on myself, so that kind of takes the fun away. But for doubles, I have fun with it.
Now, this is an interesting concept. She's saying that it's more fun in doubles than singles because in singles, she's carrying all the pressure. In doubles, I imagine she's having fun because she gets to play with another person. I feel the exact same way. I don't like to play singles because I like to hang out with somebody and try to come together on a common goal. But I've heard other players that like singles better because they never want to let their partner down. So there's two different perspectives on this whole playing with someone else and playing by yourself. We'll have to keep looking deeper.
Depends on, like, so what Hannah said too for singles. Singles is tough. You have to be mentally in it. And then when you get to doubles, you know, you have a lot more fun with your partner.
Looks like we have an agreement here. Doubles more fun, playing with somebody else, and being able to offload some of that pressure so you're not carrying the entire outcome of the game on your shoulders. But isn't that what the problem is? We shouldn't be carrying the outcome at all because we don't control it. That is what I think will help a lot of these players.
All the time.
This is what makes me sad and makes me want to investigate this in the first place. If we're wanting to quit something that started out just purely for fun and as a hobby, then we need to have some self-reflection because there's so much more here where it could be fun in all different environments, but we have to investigate deeper what's going on inside of us and how we're interpreting the performance state and dealing with stress and pressure. We'll get to some more interviews tomorrow because now it's time to get into pro doubles. I get to call it with Jake, and it's going to be a lot of fun. We've got our crowd in the building. We've got our crowd in the chat on the live stream, who called us goobers, by the way. Not sure how I feel about that. We're cold, but we're getting through it, and we made it to our very final match just before 10 p.m. Caught a quick dinner at In-N-Out, and then off to bed. So the hypothesis was tested today. Interesting results, but first broadcasting day is complete. Tomorrow is the long day, so now it is time to go to bed. Good night. We're here, we're cold, and we're ready for teams. I got to call with Jeff for this broadcast. You could see the teams meeting here, getting ready to get started. A few hours later, we made it towards our final game on the broadcast. And this is the Cali Slingers versus the...
There you can see the score, Conturnals. Have you heard of them?
The Conturtles. That's what I said live as a commentator. After the teams broadcast, we grabbed some lunch. And then it's back to our pro singles broadcast at 2 o'clock. This time I called the match with Anthony. We got to see some amazing shots like this. What? Bar of soap. Jamie Graham headed back to the hotel around 4 o'clock so I can get some rest before the ESPNU broadcast. But first, let's check out some more interviews. This is John, and he's been playing for around 4 years and is very competitive.
It's always serious now. Like, you have fun in the backyard, but once you stand next to somebody, it's super serious nowadays. Yeah.
So he's saying that it's really serious. It's interesting because if you look at any kind of top level competition, I think everybody would describe it as serious, but I don't think everybody would say serious equals not fun. But let's listen more.
Well, I just want to throw well. And when I don't throw well, that's what bothers me the most.
Well, I think it's obvious to say that if you're playing really well, no matter what you're doing, I don't care if it's freaking Monopoly, you're going to be having more fun than someone who's losing all their money and going bankrupt. But how do we have fun when we're not performing our best? Is that possible?
I don't think you can. I really don't think you can bring it back. It's so competitive everywhere. Every state, every event's super competitive now.
Okay, that was actually fancy editing because that's not actually the question I asked him. But I do think it's possible to have fun even if you're not performing well. I know, stay with me. But the most successful athletes that are actually healthy athletes that are succeeding long term and have not sacrificing everything are not just going to win. They have other goals and outcomes they could possibly walk away with. Yes, they're there to compete, but they're also there to improve, to challenge them, to connect with friends, to be part of a community, to learn something, to enjoy the experience outside of just that potential game and outcome. So performance is not the only way to win. And that is something I think would help a lot more. But what he was saying is I don't think it's possible to stop taking it super serious and stop being super competitive, which I think I agree with to a point, but you have to have times when you're competitive and times when you're just loose and having fun. And I think if you could balance the two, it won't become an overwhelming sense of just, I'm constantly having to be my very best.
Nowhere to play for fun because all the good tier 1s and tier 2s show up. We're everywhere. They're everywhere. There's at least 4 or 5 every weekly event, and then you got to play them.
I actually agree with this, but here's the caveat. Yes, people there are all going to be competitive, but you get to choose how you want to show up. You can say tonight, I'm just going to practice being loose and having fun and not doing this in a very competitive way. I know that's extremely difficult to turn that on and off, but I think it's an extremely important skill to have to know when you're locking in and being super competitive and when you're not and you're more loose and having fun. Otherwise, you'll get burnt out spending too much time on the side of the performance competition. Quinn is a pro that's been playing for 4 years who had great answers, but my microphone died halfway through his interview and I got no more audio.
Whenever we go to a tournament up by us, we try to kind of, relax a little more and, actually try to enjoy the game. And
Quinn is talking about exactly what I just talked about. You have times when you play for fun and you have times when you're locked in and competitive and you find that different kind of fun, but I think we need both. And while Quinn had all kinds of other things to say, my mic died and we get to hear none of it. These guys were so great. I had so much fun talking to him. Unfortunately, the mic was dead and I got absolutely no audio. Thanks anyway, guys. Before heading back to the venue, I did a quick meditation just to get locked in for my performance, and then we headed to the team's broadcast. Tonight will be the California Slingers versus the Kentucky Colonels. I managed to say all the team names correctly on this broadcast. Yay for me, yay for the crowd, and then we crowned our winners, the Cali Slingers. Congrats, guys. It's been an eventful weekend, one day to go, and then it's time to go home. Normally each day starts with a workout on my Peloton app, but today we're going with a yin or restorative yoga class. There is just no way I have the energy to do anything other than that, and that's what I love so much about using this app when I travel. So you can choose restorative, you can choose yin, you can show all the classes, and get started right in the hotel room, which is exactly what I did. Corey and I streaming women, seniors, juniors. He had to be the producer and the commentator, hence the double microphones. My friends came and bought my books, thanks guys, and Angela was even caught reading it on the broadcast audience. You're the real MVP, Angela. I ran over to the broadcast court before teardown just to see how things were looking. Pro doubles, pro singles are playing over here and will be on ESPN2. I'm not going to tell you who won. You can check it out on TV. Here are the dates. And then it's time for teardown. After dinner, I reflected on the whole weekend. I never got a chance to get back out and get more interviews due to the jam-packed schedule. But looking around the room and watching all of the kids there with families, people playing cornhole and other games, apparently dice, right there on the side of the court. Families, community, play, everybody comes together in this game, and if we could remember what it's really all about, maybe some of that stress and pressure could be released. There's definitely more investigating that needs to be done, but for now, we'll have to call it. We'll head home, hop on the flight all the way back to Sacramento to reflect on this weekend and what we want to do in the future. What would you like to see at the next event in Mesa in July? What should I investigate there? Let me know in the comments. We'll say goodbye to Corey. Hopefully he won't book us another early flight, and pull into my home, my happy place, where I have my own little connection and community beyond just my life as a cornhole commentator and broadcaster and even player. I get to come back to a place where I feel like so much more than just what I do for a living. Say hello to the girls. Hi, Sunshine. Hi, Indy. And then put myself in my absolute favorite place, lying on the couch with Rome. Goodbye, everybody.